Good evening and welcome back to another episode of Leading the Way right here on MaiTV. I'm your host, Jacquee Speight, and tonight we have the wonderful opportunity to speak with the incredible woman entrepreneur that is Sophia Talei. Sophia, thank you so much for joining us.
Jacquee.
I'm so happy that you finally made time in your very busy schedule. For those who don't know Sophia, she's going to tell us a little bit about herself. Sophia, please introduce yourself.
Okay. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sophia Talei. I'm originally from Lakemba Maternity Leave to Lavoni Onilau. I am a market vendor in Suva market for the past 15 years.
So Sophia, can you share with the viewers your journey into entrepreneurship? How did that start?
Jacquee, I've started my entrepreneur's business as a market vendor to support my husband attending his his educations in the FNU at that time, because we know that life here in the Fiji is you're going to face a difficult time on that time, but on that time it was very cheap, the life, and it was lucky for me to make that decision, because now the expenses that we are facing is high in demand and everything. So I made that choice to support my family, for my husband to go on continue his study. That is why I take this step to start up as a market vendor.
So before that, what were you doing?
I got married after high school, and then I started with another tertiary education. So I did my diploma in computer, front office management and sales marketing. And after that, I have my first daughter and my son. I was a full-time housewife.
Right.
So on that time, what motivates me when I come to the market on the weekends, my sister-in-law always come and sell. It motivates me how they make a business in the market. They sell, and I can see that coconut is very high in demand on that time. So from there, it's motivated me to call my parents if they can support me in sending me a few bags of coconut. Turn out they sent me almost 50 bags of coconut. That was my beginning, my humble beginning in the market, with the coconut that was sent by my parents to start up my market vendoring in the market. That was on 2009. I started as a casual vendor, and then turned out that after 1 year, then I became a permanent market vendor in supermarket.
That is wonderful. So from coconuts, what did you branch into after that?
From selling coconuts, and I've started buying vegetables and root crops from that time, and I saw that the price in the market is fluctuated. Sometimes it's high in price, sometimes the demand, it depends on the demands and the weather changes. From the time, then the second thing that motivates me is to have a farm. Then I asked my husband, we have to look for the farm. That time my husband was still working at the Post Fiji as their auditors. So auditor's assistants. Then I asked him, we have to look for land to farm. So we tried many times until after 5 years of marketing in the vendoring in the market, then we found out, then we got a farm. Then we started jumping in from buying and selling. Then I started doing my farming, vendoring the products, the produce from my farm, tapioca and balwe. Yeah, but most of the time I buy the vegetable from Singatoka, and it depends on the weather changes. The price is fluctuated. Sometimes it's increased, sometimes it's very low. But as I beginning my vendoring in the market, we used to buy the box of tomatoes for $5.
Right.
So this time you can buy one plate of tomatoes for $5.
Yes.
During that time, we used to buy it for $5 a box, and we sell it for 50 cents a big plate. This time it's hard for you to
find those
kind of selling of buying those kind of vegetables in the market.
When you saw that you wanted to help your husband out with the finances, when you approached him with the subject of you going to sell in the market, what was his reaction?
He was like looking at me, and he was like, where does this ideas coming from? And I said, no, because even my family members, when they heard about me asking for bags of coconut, they said, man, these shy girls, how come she wants to go to the market? Because there are different kinds of people and their mindset, and you know, the pressure from the vendors, the old vendors and all. And I said, because I want to build a better future for my family, I have to do this. I have to face all the challenges. So that was the first motivations idea that comes from me within, that I have to become a market vendor. I have to live like a market vendor. I have to wake up early in the morning before everybody's wake up. I still remember the first time when I came to the market, 3 a.m. in the morning. That's the time you have to come and buy the good produce from the suppliers. So if I come that early, I will buy the good produce from the supplier, because in daytime they can increase the price. That was during that time.
When he saw that, did he join you at the market on your first day?
Yeah, he was supporting me on when I come early morning like that. We came together to buy my produce. He support me, like during his break, he can come and help me in the market, cleaning the coconuts or cutting the cassava, or cleaning the ndalo, bundle the ndalo. That's how we work together. So he knows that the money we get from the market, even it's not that big amount of money, but it's, you know, keep on rotating, and we buy, and the money is there with you all throughout until the next payday. That is one good thing for being a market vendor. You have the money with you all the time. So how you spend it, depends on you.
So from selling coconuts to then selling vegetables, when we were talking earlier, you mentioned that you branched into other businesses since then, right?
Yes.
When did you decide, okay, I want to be much more than a market vendor, I'm going to get into these other spaces? And are you able to share with us what businesses those are?
Vinaka Jacquee, with that I joined the Market Vendors Associations. After 1 year from being a market vendor, I joined them. Then I was chosen to be the vice president. I was the first vice president of the Suva Market Vendor Associations. Then after 1 year from then I became their president. From there, we have a project with the UN Women and UNDP on the Market for Change project. With this, I've been through a lot of trainings. So they introduced us new facilitators who comes from ministries, Ministry of Agriculture, from some entrepreneurs. They come, they've been there, and they share their stories. It motivates me on how to run my business there in the market. So that is the project. I've been educated from them on how to jump from the small market vendor, because as a market vendor you have to buying the produce every afternoon. You have to go and finish off your produce, and it's a hassle for us. We have to pay the wheelbarrow, we have to carry our produce in and out of the market. From there, then I said, no, I have to jump into other business. I've tried many other business, like 1 year I've been running my business at home. In Lami, I run my market on the driveway at home. So I've been selling fish, the vundi, and all the produce there in the market. Even fresher produce, they drop me 10 boxes of oranges almost every day. So that's where I diversify my business into. So as a market vendor, your views and your ideas, it's not just on my table. I think outside the box. And one thing that motivates me a lot is I've learned that don't put your egg in one basket. Because I've learned from COVID-19. Most of the market vendors after the COVID-19, they were in lockdown area, and they are only relying on their market produce from the table on their stalls. So if you diversify your business, think outside the box. Don't think of you as like a market vendor, where you're selling. And most of us market vendor, when we come to the market, we just focusing, oh, I'm just here to sell my produce and going back home. So for you to diversify your business and expanding it, most of us, they don't think of that. So that is one advantage that I take from through the M4C Market for Change project. I've learned from there that you have to diversify your business, not just to stick on that. I've even learned how to cook the jam on that time. So on mango season, the first time I was selling mango, I have a lot of mangoes in that bad weather car. Then most of my mangoes were there, and I said, oh my God, it's bad weather. How can I turn? Then I make the pickles and I make the mango jam. No one taught me how to make it. I just make it and I just pray, Lord, I make it and I sell the mango chutney and the mango jam. They ask me, what kind of jam is it? It's a mango jam. So, you know, as a market vendor, that is one thing that I've learned. You have to change, you know, make use of your produce and don't put it in a waste, because I know if I throw it, I throw my $1,000.
Diversify the skills.
Yes, I have to turn it into jam and pickles, so I can sell it again.
That is wonderful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break, but stay with us. When we come back, we're going to continue this wonderful conversation that we're having with Sophia Talei. Welcome back to Leading the Way right here on MaiTV, and tonight we are having the wonderful opportunity of catching up with Sophia Talei, who is more than just a woman market vendor at the Suva market. And earlier in the week we got to catch up with Sophia Talei down at the Suva market along with the other women market vendors to see the incredible work that they've been doing.
About this cooperative, we reformed this cooperative on the last year on August, and we registered it on the 28th of October. From there we register our cooperative with the help of the UNDP. They help us in being there. They were there. I'm so glad that I have a personal connection with Felici. She's one of the women there at the UNDP. She supported me in all the way from joining. Then I formed this cooperative, women's cooperative, and I name it because we were former association members, and from there I was running the association. I said, no, from doing this association thing, you know, I don't get a benefit out of it, even though I go through trainings and all, but I have to do something, because when I'm here I saw some of the vendors passed away. They left nothing behind for their future or their next of kin. So from there, and I said, no, I have to form this group of women's cooperative, and they left something. When they passed from here, they left something behind for their future or future generations or the next of kin. From there, then I formed the cooperative. This cooperative was an initiative from the UNDP. I was part of the team that were invited to Pearl the previous year. There was one fair day they organized, and they were introducing some stakeholders, but one of the stakeholders was the Ministry of Trade, the cooperative. So from there, and I said, oh, why don't I go for cooperative? From there, then I formed my cooperative with 22 vendors and women vendors, and one passed away. And I named my cooperative is Suva Market Inspiring Women's Cooperative, with the inspiring women to form this cooperative.
And so, do you still have 22 vendors who are part of it, or has that grown?
We have now we have 21. One of our members is passed away. So from there, most of the women vendors, they want to join in our cooperative, and I was like draw a line there, and I said no, 21 is enough for me. I have to organize because I need to build up these women, and we have to form this, build up this cooperative. We apply for this grant, which will be there tomorrow. We apply for that because we want to open up one restaurant for the women, because we have many talents from there. And I also applied for our farmland. We want to do the green waste compost. It's just from the market, from there to our, we want to do that, expand our business into that. So the main reason why we're building up this cooperative for women, you know, their mindset, not just there, oh, I'm a market vendor, I'm here to sell, and that's all. Like most of the time when we provide them with the trainings and I ask, come and attend this training, they say, oh no, I'm here to just do my marketing and go back home. But they never think about they have to do something for their future generations. So cooperative is the best option.
How does it make you feel knowing that you are not just a leader, you're empowering your community of women market vendors? How does that make you feel?
First of all, I feel blessed. I'm not excited. I feel blessed that there are women who have their trust in me, who have their belief in me, that I can build up to build up their future and to have something left behind for their generations. Like I have one of the oldest member of my cooperative. She is 68 years old. She's standing up there. She was so excited that I invited her to be part of my cooperative. And she said, I'm so happy that you chose me, even though my age. And I said, when we want to move forward, the age is not the barrier of anything. As long as you have the willing heart and you believe that we can do this, we will do it.
About what your cooperative has been initiating every Wednesday, why you've chosen that day, and what's happening here today.
Okay, the reason why we chose Wednesday, because we are not competing with other associations or the council for using the women's accommodation, because that's the only place we can have a meeting. And from the beginning we decided to have every Wednesday. And so we can have a limited time, because on the day to the council have to arrange the tables outside here, so we can have a limited time to organize like a medical checkup, so that the vendors, they don't have to spend a lot of time to come and sit here, and they have their time too in the afternoon for the vakauti volil, as I mentioned before. So I don't have they have to spend half of the day to come for their medical checkup, and half of the day then they can prepare for the finish off of their produce in the afternoon. And every Wednesday, we chose to be our cooperative day, since we have no business. And this is another initiative we're coming up with, to do the medical checkup, because the vendors, they have no time to go to the hospital and all that. So bringing back to the market, this is another advantage for the market vendors and for us. It's part of our initiative program for the cooperative.
Are you able to tell us how many market vendors does the Suva market have?
The supermarket vendors are more than 1,000 market vendors. On the weekday, on the weekends, there's a lot of market vendors are coming in, because they are coming from the informal sector. Some they're coming from the rural, from MaiTV, and some they're coming from the island, Kandavu, Yasawa, especially on the seasoning foods. They are coming. So yams is coming up. Yasawa will be expecting them soon. And other market vendors, some they're coming from Lautoka, Singatoka every weekend. So they are coming to sell their produce here in supermarket.
So for your team, bringing this here impacts all of the supermarket vendors?
All the market vendors, all the members of the public, and today too the farmers, they are coming in. Those who are coming from the rural, they will come on Wednesday, and on Wednesday too they will be using the women's accommodations for the women. It's provided for the women to sleep there at night. So that is why we choose the Wednesday too, because they are coming in, more farmers are coming in, so they can use the service too.
Welcome back to Leading the Way right here on MaiTV. I'm your host Jacquee Speight, and earlier we were down at the supermarket catching up with Sophia Talei and the lovely ladies, lovely women market vendors, checking out the work that they do. Very inspiring, and we're going to continue our chat with Sophia Talei. So Sophia, tell us, how is your with all the experience with your businesses, how do you influence your customers? How do you keep them coming back, to attract them? How do you market yourself?
Vinaka Jacquee, as a businesswoman, you have to think of your customer too, the customer's interest. That is very important, and you have to satisfy what they want and their needs in the market. So with me, now I'm jumping into I'm running the handicraft business. I'm selling different kinds of oil, fragrance oil, and mats and voi and also tapa. So I have to make sure that I bring the fresh produce to my customers, and if I mix my oil, I have to make sure I put enough for them to attract them to come back. And I have to explain, I have to know my product, where my product come from, where my virgin oil are made. And because most of the customers, they ask, where is your virgin oil, where is your honey coming from? So you have to know your product. That is what one thing that your customer love. When they ask you, you have to answer them right, and make sure you stay truthful to your customers and to yourself. For me, my customers' need that is one important thing for my business. I have to satisfy their need. If they ask me, they order me something, I don't have it, I have to make sure to have that for my customer, so that my customer don't have to look for another supplier. Because in the market, we have a lot of competitors. And with that, most of us, we're selling the same produce, and we have the same supplier. For example, voi, we have our supply coming from Niurua, and sometimes our voi coming from the same village.
Right.
So that is some other things that we have to compete in the market.
Yes.
And some of our customers, some of my companion, my market vendors we sell, they can drop down their price into a low. For me as a businesswoman, I don't drop my price like that. I explain to them how if I make my price, I explain to them. My voi, I sell it for $50. I measure my voi. I will cut my voi. I will have to take it out, and I have to roll it again in size. So if I have my mat, I have to put the price according to the quality of mats and my coconut oil and all those things. I have to make sure it fits what the customer needs, and I have to know that I have to make sure that my customer has to come back to me, because one happy customer can bring another 7 customers.
That is so true. Yes.
So that is another thing for businesswoman. You have to make your customer happy. If they are not happy, they come, I want this fragrance, and you don't have it. And I said, you can have this choice. Why don't you try another one? So you have to explain, but don't have to allow your customer to leave you at the first place. So that is one thing that I do. I practice in the market when they want another fragrance and I don't have it, and I said, why don't you try this one? So I'll give them the options, and then, oh yes, I have to take this, and don't have to, you have to use only one all the time. Try another one. It makes a different smell, and it will suit you. Turn out so that you will love this one. That is
so now you've done you still sell vegetables, right?
Right now I don't sell vegetables.
Only handicraft.
Yes.
You have a fish business?
I stopped selling fish
but
now.
You did have a fish business.
Yes.
And then from there you delivery service?
I do delivery service according to orders.
Amazing, just amazing. Okay, Sophia, well, to wrap up this episode for tonight, do you have any advice for young women who, are probably sitting at home, not sure what they're doing, where they're going with their life right now, or for, aspiring women market vendors, women who are wanting to get into it, but maybe are a bit too shy, they're holding back? Do you have any advice at all for them?
Vinaka Jacquee, to all the women out there, young mothers or single mothers out there, we all women, we born with we have our skill that was gifted, our gift that was gifted by God. So you have it with you, because we were created to be a woman, because God have chosen you to be a woman, because they know you are strong. You can go through giving birth to your child, and you can go through any life, any circumstance in life. So with you, if you are at home and you don't think of anything to do, the Ministry of Trade, they're giving the funds for you to start up your business. All you have to do is register your business, apply for the grant, the 1,000 grant that is can help you to start up whatever ideas you know. You can do handicrafts, you can do jewelries, or if you don't, you can do tie and tie or any printing or anything that you know that you can have it. If you have your grandma at home, you can ask them to show you or teach you how to do the skills work, because with the Ministry of Trade, they have that funds. The Ministry of Women, they have the funds to support women in entrepreneur. So don't just think of those who works in the office, they can live a better life. You as the entrepreneur, you can live a better life than them. So believe in yourself and take a step. Don't think of the right time for you to start. And if you think about it now, do it now.
That is wonderful. Take action. Sophia,
action.
I cannot thank you enough. Thank you for having the time to come and sit down with us, for taking us around the Suva market. We truly appreciate it. To all of our viewers, if you'd like to get in touch with Sophia, you can reach out to her down at the Suva market. What's your stall number?
If you come from the bus stand, just come door number 5, ask for Sophia Talei. Everybody knows me.
Really, truly, everybody knows her. So head on down, go and see Sophia, see what her and the wonderful women at the Suva market have for you. You know, show your support. Go and say hello to her. She may introduce you to other people. Maybe she'll have something that you need. Until the next episode of Leading the Way, I am Jacquee Speight with Leading the Way right here on MaiTV.